So you want a really good small printer for very little money, less money than all the ones that are, well, everyone's going after right now, like the Ender 2 and the TiVo Michelangelo and even the Tronxy X1. Well, I won't say it's less money than a Tronxy. It's about the same money as a Tronxy, but a heck of a lot more machine. But it is less money than TiVo Michelangelo, and it is less money than an Ender 2. But it's a FlashForge finder, and the US rep for FlashForge always sells off the ones that are returned to them on eBay. And way back when I first got into 3D printing, I bought FlashForge Dreamer for $350, and all it needed was the extruder to be unblocked. So I decided, since all these small printers with non-heated beds are all the rage and then selling for some decent money, let's find out what FlashForge had going. So I just went up to eBay and I stuck in FlashForge for parts only. You can also put in 3D printer as is and see what pops up. But first thing that popped up were these FlashForge finders, and they're only 115 bucks. It's not going up. They had them for sale. That's the buy it now price. There is $40 shipping, so I mean all total you're looking at $159. But for that $159 you're getting a full color touchscreen, you're getting a light inside there so you can see what you're doing. The full color touchscreen also shows you a picture of the file that you're printing, just in case there's any confusion. It has assisted bed leveling. The bed itself is removable. It has Wi-Fi, USB stick, also internal memory, and a filament sensor. That's a lot of bang for your buck, for very little buck. A lot of machine for the money. So if you've been considering one of these other little small ones, you might want to just check and see what's available in the as-is and for parts only market, because generally speaking, this will be my third machine I've bought that way. They generally don't need much. The first FlashForge Dreamer I bought almost 5 years ago, like I say, just had a jam. The second one I bought from them had a jam and some other problem. I forgot now, but it was minor. In both cases I had the printers running in less than an hour. This one came today and I had it running in 20 minutes. Its problem were the bed leveling knobs were stripped. One of the steps they have you do in the assisted bed leveling is to make sure the knobs are tightened all the way, and then they'd even ask you again to make sure the knobs are tightened all the way. And that's how they get stripped. So when they were stripped, there are brass inserts inside the plastic knobs. I tapped them out to the next American size. They were metric, of course. The next American size up would be 632. They're brass inserts. So I just retapped them 632, dropped in some 632 screws, and boom, machine is going. Simple fix, a lot of bang for your buck. With all this large inside space area, if a heated bed was important to a guy, he could buy one of those $9 heated beds off eBay and just, you know, even if it was 220 by 220 square, so what? Let it hang off. Build a new removal tray just to hold the heated bed and a little glass, and re-level your bed to adjust for the added height. It wouldn't be that hard if a heated bed was important to you, to come up with something that was inexpensive and worked. And you're going, well, how would I tie it in with all that? Well, if you didn't want to tie it in with the firmware and try to work around all of that, you could make the heated bed external. I've done it on other printers. You could just buy a larger power supply to run the whole thing, dirt cheap. Again, anywhere from 20 to 30 bucks. This is a temperature controller. Comes with a thermocouple, but a lot of the heated beds come with them, so you can use them either way. But this was under $10, 7 something actually, if I remember right. And it can control the bed directly, or you could run it through, and you can find these things anywhere from $3 and up for a MOSFET driver. So you could have a temperature controller, control the MOSFET, power supply, runs your heated bed, runs your finder. You could do the whole thing for another 40, top 50 bucks. Put a heated bed in one of these if it was important to you. It's not important to me. I probably won't use the machine all that much. It's just too small for all the stuff that I normally do. I mean, I've got my CR10 S5, I've got my little Monster, got a little Neva that doesn't get used much, got my Anycubic Mega, which gets used all the time, and of course in the house I got the MK3 and the Folsom Delta. So something this small probably won't get used much, but you never know. It might. The grandkids might want to play with it. But I thought I'd turn you on to it. It's worth considering if you're thinking about buying a small printer. This is going to be your most bang for the buck.